Peace and love, everybody. Salute. I thought I'd come by and do a quick commentary about something that I find to be very interesting, something that I find to definitely be pervasive, and certainly an issue that I discussed with you guys in the past. But it's rearing its head yet again, and it's in full display. And I felt that this was the perfect moment to crystallize even further the discussion that we had previously regarding this particular phenomenon in boxing. And it's regarding the saving of Tim Tszyu, as I call it. A rescue team apparently has been sent out to save this man, to honor his grace, his dignity, and his alleged morality. And everything seems to be on the line right now to corset him, to cover him and protect him from any type of critique or examination whatsoever. And it isn't necessarily anything, a fault on his part, because he is just, he's a warrior, he's a fighter, he gets in there and does what he does. But really, my analysis is really touching upon and speaking to those that have this mindset within the boxing landscape currently, and that it's something that continues to pop up, and I take quite a bit of issue with. Now, if you guys know me, you know that I am not one for the banter. I'm not one for senseless berating or disrespecting of a fighter after they have lost, okay, after they faced defeat, okay? I don't create memes. I am not the one to post posts. I'm not one to create content celebrating the downfall of the man who just sacrificed in the ring. That is not of my cloth, okay? Now, I've spoken about this repeatedly, where in the current boxing scene, it's unfortunate that we are inundated with childish, puerile, juvenile type mindsets that seem to be increasingly pushed and supported by popular boxing platforms, and that seems to be passed and traded happily along and among fight fans themselves. Now, the social media phase, it's not rocket science, right? It has given basically the boxing world access to basically expedient news. We get it quickly. We get updated on events, and we have the ability to interact in a flash with like-minded people, or at least people who share various interests, right? Yet at the same time, via social media platforms, we see an onslaught of all types of outlandish, blatantly disrespectful exchanges on the part of fans and media alike, all that aim to mock and lambaste whatever fighter they have a vendetta against at that particular moment. Now, some might say, well, c'est la vie, right? It happens, all across the board. However, I will posit once again, that it is not equally distributed in boxing. This particular mindset is not created equally in boxing, y'all. Let's keep it a stack about that. Now, over the weekend, Tim Tszyu got absolutely mollywopped, okay? Straight up and down. He got his edges turned, his wig snatched. He got beat up all upside the head, okay, in his fight this past weekend. Demolished, completely demolished, which is something that a fighter is up against when entering into the ring with their contemporaries. It's liable to happen in war, right? These things do take place. Yet, unlike the onslaught that black men have received over the past year, for example, Tim Tszyu has yet to be criticized for his performance or lack thereof, right? I've seen no posts being passed around of people pointing their finger in laughter at him, jeering at the stupor that he was in after being virtually concussed multiple times, dropped and battered all across that ring. There are no posts about that. There are no talks at all. No criticism, even about something, let's say, detailed or as unbiased as his game plan. There are not even talks about his failed game plan. He and his team, he and his corner. Where I don't even see a diagnosis of that. No talk about his lack of footwork. The sweet science is not being critiqued of Tim Tszyu. His lack of head movement, his complete inability to establish any sense of dominance, any sense of presence in that ring against Bakaram, inability to adjust to Bakaram in any way. Okay? Are we just going to stay silent about that? Where are all those quote unquote boxing analysts across these social media platforms? Where are the social media scientists at who lurk in every corner on standby, waiting and ready to rebuke anybody who doesn't land a W in their fight? Where they at? Where are the sassy, sweet scientists at? I need to know, okay? The motherfuckers with their pink lab coats who point their fingers at the next man, examining every little misstep, every little fumble, and every little fall. Where they at? Why they hiding in the shadows all of a sudden as it comes to Tim Tszyu? It's mighty quiet out here for Tim Tszyu, y'all. I don't know what's going on. I'm quite astonished, but not really. I was waiting on his diagnosis, Tim Tszyu's specific diagnosis. I was ready for it. I was ready for his critique. Where is the critique at? Y'all are choosing to be silent about the fact that he couldn't stop running into the left hand of Bakaram? Couldn't quite make his way beyond that left hook? Doesn't that sound familiar, y'all? Haven't we heard that before? Where's his criticism? Huh? Are we going to omit this, just completely negate that conversation as a whole? How mighty fucking convenient. Funny how we put all the weight on black elite male fighters in this sport. Whether they come up short on a particular night or whether they win emphatically. You bitch-ass man fans can't seem to pull yourselves together long enough to be able to establish a sense of, intelligibility about yourselves, a sense of maturity about yourselves that would allow you to stop hating senselessly on the next brother that's doing and attempting great things. Something within you sassy haters can't seem to allot a sense of possibility to the fact that there are elite brothers that you hate on who are also quote unquote chasing greatness, as y'all motherfuckers love to say time and time again for specific fighters. Okay? A lot of you spicy men out there have been hating so hard on the elite black fighters of this time that it's become quite obsessive, quite perverse, if I may say so myself, as I sit back and watch all of this. Earl Spence, Devin Haney, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Shakur Stevenson has even faced his share of unbridled hate this year. Okay? And whether they were on the winning end or the losing end, some hate was always sprinkled in, and I guess that's to be expected to some degree, but you motherfuckers really go the extra mile. The elite black fighters are under a microscope like no other in this sport. That is what I am speaking to. The differential within that dynamic. Can't turn left, can't turn right without a parade of sassy men following in line behind them, snapping y'all necks and sucking y'all teeth at every move they make. You motherfuckers are worse than baby mamas out here. Y'all take the cake, for sure. It really is astounding to me. And it's precisely because of the fact that I am not for the jumping on bandwagons, the hate trains, for any fighter, real talk, after they lose a fight. Because I understand that it happens. These men are not cartoon characters. They are not, to be pedestalized or made inanimate in some type of degree. Y'all think that these dudes are like dolls, or figurines in your mind. And it's quite bizarre to me, the mentality that so many people have within the boxing landscape. It's bizarre to me how, absolutely infallible these men are perceived to be. And that is just not the reality. It's just not. The reality is that I don't care, real talk, for seeing memes of anyone in a degrading type of light. Okay, that's whether I rock with a particular fighter or not. When it isn't warranted. Especially just based off the simple fact that they lost. Okay, get the fuck over it and move on. You know what I mean? These men work hard and they sacrifice too much to be disrespected to the capacity that I have seen for specific fighters. And I'm speaking particularly as it pertains to black men, because the memes and the photos and the derogatory posts that we come across are indeed made about them. Okay? And specific to black male elite fighters. An opinion on a loss is one thing, an analysis is one thing, an observation, that is all fine. We need those types of things, and they are welcome, these types of analysis. But why are we showing consideration for some and not others? That's the evaluation that these man fans need to conduct with themselves. It's so elementary and infantile to me that I really do wonder about how these people who go around spewing this nonsense all across social media go about their own daily lives, operating on such a childish, myopic, and basically simple mental plane. It's like, where are your faculties? Are y'all really grown men out here? Are these children leaving these comments? Are these children making these memes? I've come across, y'all, excuses of various fanboys in my browsing over social media, specifically as it pertains to the Tim Tszyu fight over the past weekend. And, these simps are out here trying to give reason to their baseless thinking by saying things like, well, Devin shouldn't have talked all that shit. That's why Earl should have retired, right? You hear these things, and we've been hearing these things for the past year. But as it pertained to Tim, these people who typically carry that childish mindset found themselves defending Tim Tszyu in the very same instance of defeat, defending his morality, defending a supposed or alleged integrity of Tim Tszyu, right? With statements like, oh, it's because Tim Tszyu has class. That's why we didn't go out and berate him. Oh, he didn't run his mouth like Haney did. This is the type of stuff that is out here, y'all. I can't make this stuff up. Tim had class? What the fuck are these people talking about? This is the reasoning of the demented people in the comment section, you guys. Are these people unaware, or is the selective amnesia activated? Okay? Tim Tszyu talked big shit in the lead up to this fight, y'all. I don't know where y'all been, but this is the same man that had the heads of all the kings whose head he's coming for at 154. This is the Tim Tszyu we are talking about, okay? The Tim Tszyu that was taking names and checking off lists. Lists, not lists, but lists, okay? What is going on? What class are we talking about that was exhibited by Tim Tszyu? What are we talking about, y'all? The reality is that his whiteness is the class distinction and association that they are giving him. It's his non-blackness that is the determinant according to the mindset of these ignorant and indolent clowns making this type of statement. That's the reality. We got to keep it all the way a buck about that. Tim is a fighter just like every other elite fighter in this game. He talks his shit. He talks his shit as he's supposed to because he is a fighter. He is a warrior at heart. That is part and parcel to war. Some warriors like to talk their shit. What the hell did Tim Tszyu exhibit contrary to that of an EJ or a Devin Haney, whether in a fight's build-up or in the ring or in the aftermath or whatever? What is the difference? The answer is none. There is no difference. But these simps are so bereft of logic, so void of soundness, that this is what leads them to make such rudimentary and asinine statements. Any semblance, it seems, of possible intelligence among these people goes completely out of the window when it comes time for these clowns to start hating on an elite black fighter. Okay? It is specific to elite black males. I will say that time and time again because it is what it is. In any other situation, they call a fighter, oh, a warrior. Oh, he's so brave. Oh, look at him aiming for greatness. Ain't he chasing greatness, y'all? Or, oh my goodness, the amount of heart. Such heart was exhibited tonight. The heart that he showed is unmatched. Or they say things like, oh, look at the lion. Look at the lion in the mist, you guys. We are witnessing greatness in front of us. A loss can't possibly define a man. All of this grace and all of these beautiful words are extended. Respectable grace is given to particular fighters, right? until it's a powerful brother in front of them. Then he's told, oh, you need to retire. Why don't you hang it up? Stop boxing completely because, well, you'll never be the same again. Ain't that something? You simple-minded ones are quite laughable to me, y'all. A lot of you likely file your nails more than I do. Yet, y'all the same ones out here trying to castigate men whose level you'll never raise to. And I'm not even talking about financially. I am talking about valor. You will never be on that level of valor of half of these dudes who step into that ring. Tim Tszyu doesn't need your saving, and he doesn't need your memes. Neither do the brothers who own and dominate this sport. Okay? Keep the sassy shit to yourselves. I'm on to the next. Peace.